Well, good morning, everybody, from not quite so sunny Cambridgeshire. Welcome to the show. Let me just turn this around so we can get started. Okay, here we go. So, let's try and center this. There we go. Good. Okay, well, welcome to Cam's Hour. So, my name is Richard Wishart. I'm an enterprise architect. I live in Cambridgeshire. And what I want to do this week is to start up Cam's Hour from, oh, hi Thomas Morris. Good to see you on my scope on Sunday. Hi there. So, okay, great. People are coming on. Some of my Scottish friends as well. We've got Grant on. What I want to try and do is to, I've been using scoping for a while, Periscoping for a while, and it was fun. It was fun on Sunday. So I'll give a little bit of a preview of what I was going to do today. What I want to do is start doing this regularly. So what I'm going to do is every morning from 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock. Hi from Istanbul. Every morning from 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock, I'm going to do Cam's Hour, #Cam's Hour. So this is an hour that I'm going to be scoping. It might not be an hour today. We might not have enough content, but probably I'm looking today probably at about half an hour. I do a lot of business networking in Cambridge, and I want to try and share that and bring some of my networking colleagues in Cambridgeshire on board. I see a lot of scoping going on. Very active community. It's really, hi Mervyn, good to see you. Thanks for joining. I'm a big advocate of Periscope, and how's that related to business networking? Well, I think there's two things really. One is business networking, which I do a lot of, gives you the skills, the communication skills, the networking skills, physical face-to-face stuff. Morning, Marvin. Good to see you. So business networking gives you the formal or the informal skills to network. I do a lot of networking across Cambridgeshire. The networking here is really good. What happens though, as we come into the summer months, the pace tends to go down. So from about now to the end of August, things get a bit quiet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my business networking, instead of physical face-to-face, I'm going to take it online and hopefully get some of my friends and colleagues and networking buddies to help me and run this every day, every working day, so Monday to Friday, 9 till 10, Cam's Hour. So an active hour of networking support for businesses in Cambridgeshire. If you're not from Cambridgeshire, don't feel left out, because I also want to do, which is almost a bigger challenge. Oh, hi, Naomi, good to have you on board. What I want to do, and Luana, oh good, we're getting people on now, so that's excellent. What I want to try and do is connect Cambridgeshire businesses with global. I do international business myself, and I just think it's a brilliant way of putting together, building a community of business people in Cambridgeshire and connecting that community with the world, the Periscope world. I think Periscope is it's almost brand new. I've been on it now for about a month. I've been trying lots of different things. I've been trying outside broadcasts with a limited amount of success, where you get wind whistling through your microphones and sunshine so bright that you can't see the comments coming up. And then you're out of. It's not talking and walking. It's talking and puffing. So what I want to try and do is build up a community of people every morning, 9 till 10, and get the vibe going on Cam's Hour and on Periscope. Yeah, no, thanks, Mary. Yeah, I am the chairman of the Huntingdonshire Business Network. That's a group of which probably gives you a little bit of my networking credentials. I was in big corporate. I won't talk too much about my background, but I was in a large corporate organisation. I got voluntary redundancy about 12 years ago. So I decided to set up my own business. It's a big wrench to do that, and it takes courage. I really do admire micro business owners, because they've actually taken their future into their own hands and stepped out from the comfort zone. And anybody who does that has my total respect, absolutely. What I found though when I did that, so I'm a big cheese in a big corporate. I was a director in a Fortune a FTSE 100 company. So I had lots of people doing this and that and all sorts of support. Starting up your own business, day one, all right, okay, well, someone's trying to, we have a troll, and a troll has just been blocked. I love blocking trolls. I can't stand them, so I don't have any truck with them. If someone comes onto one of my scopes and trolls, they're out, blocked, so bye. Okay, so, right, so where was I? So I came out of corporate, this was about 12 years ago, started up my own business, did all the company's house thing, had all my properly limited company, sitting at the dining room table. In fact, this table, this is a very famous table, and I was sitting there and I was waiting for the phone to ring, and there was no phones ringing. There was nothing. So day one, there was nothing. Day two, there was nothing. I got my website up and all that sort of stuff. But suddenly I realised that the Richard Wishart, who was in corporate, who was the big cheese that everybody wanted to connect with, all right, thank you. It's my eyebrows or whatever. Suddenly nothing. It's a micro business. He's not important. Really, they were talking to me because of my job, not because of me. So I heard about Huntingdonshire Business Network. It meets on a Friday, every Friday, 12:30 to 2:30 in Huntingdon. So I went along, and I walked into a room that was full, and it was full of people like myself. It was all micro businesses, startups. Startups and people who have been around for a while, sharing advice and help, not selling to each other, which I thought was good. It's not a pressure sell. It wasn't an organisation that had lots of staff and expensive. So it was very supportive. I got a lot out of it. I found collaborators and people who could help me with. I didn't have a marketing department, but I had networking friends who marketed. I didn't have a finance department, but I had accountants in the group. I had technology support, all sorts of support within the small networking group. So small micro businesses do need to network, not just to help finding business, but actually to support each other collaboratively. And I just felt that it would be I was with HBN for, as I say, for 12 years. I had a little break where I was doing other things, maybe for about a couple of years. I sort of moved away a bit, but then I came back, and I was elected as the chairman this year, which is fantastic. And there's a small committee that's elected as well. And so it's micro businesses for micro businesses, which I think is incredible. Now, why Cambridgeshire? Why Cambridgeshire? Well, there's a very interesting fact. Let me just point it out. So we're in Cambridgeshire. There's a number of districts. So we're in Huntingdonshire District Council. Huntingdon District is the fastest growing business area in Cambridgeshire. We have a brand new enterprise zone, an airfield that's been converted for innovative businesses. And we have the largest number of micro business startups in the country. So Huntingdon is the place where it's happening for micro businesses. But not only is Huntingdon District Council, they claim to have the fastest growing economy in the UK at a district level. We're in Cambridgeshire, and Cambridgeshire is the fastest growing county in the UK. And the UK is the second fastest growing country in the G7. So Cambridge is the place to be. It's certainly the place for me. Oh, blimey. All right. Well, that was fun. That was a lot of fun. I've just got a new stand for my camera, and it just fell out. So my stand collapsed, and my tablet ended up on the table. Okay, good. So that's what I'm going to try and do. I'm going to try and do this Cams Hour every day this week, 9 till 10. It will help me as well because I want to try and grow a community. I want to try and grow collaboration, and I want to try and grow the people that I'm connected to. I'm finding on Periscope that you're getting a lot of Twitter. Twitter's huge, and connecting with a lot of. It wasn't the tortoise moment. There's a tortoise story. Probably not for today, but it might come out later on in the week if you want to listen to that. I'll show you the tortoise later in the week. Introduce you to my networking tortoise. So I want to try and grow my community on Twitter. I want to try and not moderate the community, but I want to try and grow my own community. So within Twitter at the moment, you just got this massive group with no segmentation within it. I want to start trying to build finding the really good people and connecting with the really good people. I don't care if I've got 50 million hearts. I just want 100 hearts from 100 really good people. So I want to try and really curate. I think the word's curate my audience on Periscope. And I want to try and do it from very good expression. Have you had the expression glocal? I'm going to try with Periscope to go glocal. So that glocal is a mixture of global and local. I think if you're networking, you've got to have both. I think you've got a very strong local support. And I think you've got a very strong global support. So I want to be glocal. I want to connect with people who are within my business area. And as I say, I won't describe the business area because this is not about me. This is about you and about business. I want to try and bring in my local networking, and I have we've got HBN. There's a lot of other networking groups within Cambridgeshire as well. I'll give a bit of a shout out for the ones that I get involved in later, so you can get a feel of what's happening. I've also got a lot of connections already. So within Huntingdonshire Business Network, and I've also got another LinkedIn group. I've got a LinkedIn group for Huntingdonshire Business Network. I've also got a LinkedIn group for Cambridgeshire Business. Within Cambridgeshire Business, I've got 1,000 companies within Cambridgeshire. Now those are 1,000 and 1,000 micro businesses. So if I can bring some of those 1,000 companies across onto Periscope, well, that's a really good start, isn't it? So, but they're not on Periscope at the moment. They're not broadcasting live. I've started putting some of my Periscopes up on my Cambridgeshire LinkedIn group, but not been getting too much reaction from it. So I think they're sort of saying, what on earth is Richard Wishart up to now? What is he playing at? Well, the world doesn't stand still. So in the past, if you're up on LinkedIn and using Twitter, and I use Google Plus as well. A lot of people say, why do you use Google Plus? I love it. It's a great tool, but the audience maybe isn't there. And the main one has got to be LinkedIn because Angus. Okay, excellent. Thanks, Grant. I'll have a chat on LinkedIn. I've got 7,000 connections on LinkedIn, and in one of my groups, which is a specific one in one of my industries, I have 4,000 of the top decision makers in my industry. And that takes a lot of collating, a lot of moderating, a lot of, what's the word? It's a lot of, I've forgotten the word. What's the word? Where you moderate a group, where you grow a group, where you actually encourage people onto your group. So when on this big group, 4,000 people, when I put something up in my industry, people pay attention, and I get some really good discussions going in with some of the top people in my industry. Now, it's a very specific industry, so it's not for everybody. But I've got a number of different groups now. I'm quite peppered with communities on Google Plus, LinkedIn groups. I do quite a lot of lists on Twitter. So you start thinking that you sit back. This was me last week. You think back and you say, I'm doing quite well. Oh God. this has gone. My thing has gone again. Oh God! I think this might have to go back to Amazon because it's going to wreck my tablet. Let's see. It seems to be slipping. I thought it was really good. Never mind. Okay, so we'll try it. So here I was. I've got I think really good social media. Got a lot of interaction, big groups on LinkedIn. I've got Google Plus. I've got big groups on Google Plus. I've got lots of interaction. I've got Twitter, which I was using, apart from fainting spell checks. So we have. I thought I was doing quite well, but like in everything, technology is disruptive. So you can't just sit back and say, well, I'm doing quite well on these old tools, and some of these tools now are quite old. LinkedIn is quite old. You've actually got to be pushing the boundaries and moving into the new stuff that's coming along. So the new stuff for me is doing a lot. Hangouts is important. Google Plus is important from that perspective. Hangouts, Google Apps for Business I'm also doing, so that's more of the infrastructure, the operating system level. And Periscope, believe it or not. Okay, so what's my industry? Well, it's a mixture. I'm an enterprise architect, and I specialize in cloud of things. So that's smart, intelligent objects that you can use for tracking of context. And I work in the postal innovation, express logistics, and e-commerce. Also trying to do some work in aviation and defence, which is where I come from. So that's sort of my background. I think I'll need to do some modifications to this little Periscope stand. I thought it was brilliant, but my tablets must be too heavy. I've got too much data on my tablet. It's making it too heavy for the stand. So, as I say, just a recap. So this is Richard Wishart from Cambridgeshire, the heart of the micro networking businesses in the UK. We've got the largest number of startups, largest number of micro businesses. This is a really active networking area in Cambridge. Just to give you a bit of and what I want to do with this group, which is #CamsHour, is regular time, 9 till 10 every day, with a hashtag, trying to encourage people to come on. I don't expecting vast numbers today, but I want to try and grow that over time. I want to try and bring in the people who are a little bit feared, as they say in Scotland, a little bit feared of this new technology, and help them to get on board and start connecting and see the value of it. I've started building up my community already on Periscope. Two in a way. I've got my the Periscots. So I'm a Scot. I'm living in Cambridgeshire, but there's a little group of Scots who are very active on social media, the Periscots. And Grant is on here today, but we're setting up a group on Facebook, and we're also actually, by default, some of the grouping stuff that you can do on the DM groupings that you can do on Twitter are useful as well. I found so there's some interesting stuff there when you start communities. Another really good community is the sunset scopers in Australia. So every morning at about 7 o'clock, some of my friends, Chocolate Johnny, and a few other people, come up with fantastic sunrises in Australia. And then at the end of the day, I watch them do the sunsets. The other way around. But so my Australian sunsetters, the Americans start coming on about 5 o'clock. So things really get busy on Periscope in the evenings. And I'm also following some guys who are, now this is a big one for you. If you didn't pick it up, I'm sure most of you already have. There's a guy called Alex Pettit. Alex recommended this tripod stand for me, so maybe I've got to start thinking about that a bit. But Alex is really good. He's already got a big audience. He does things in a very different way to me, but he really engages with a big audience. And he's going to be on the BBC on, I think it's tomorrow at 11 o'clock in the morning on the BBC News. I made a comment that he should take his moustache off for the broadcast. I don't know whether he saw it or not, but he has taken it off. He had it shaved off yesterday, and he had his hair cut, and had all his facial hair taken. I think Alec is about 24, but very sharp guy, very media aware, and I'm sure he'll give the BBC people tomorrow a bit of a wake up call. So I strongly recommend that you listen in and help Alex in that session tomorrow morning. try and get some more information, and I can brief you tomorrow morning's Cams Hour. So I'll just try to set the scene this morning. Getting a little bit of interaction, but please keep any interaction going. Any questions that come up, I'll try and interact with. I want this to be interactive. I don't want it to be about me. I'll do other scopes that are specific to my. Yeah, he's talking Periscope. Alex is talking Periscope tomorrow, which is fantastic because if he's a real aficionado, and I see a lot of the people in the States as well coming on and listen to what Alex says. He talks a lot of sense, and he's pushing the boundaries a bit. He seems to have quite a good inside track as well into some of the things that are happening on the technology. Okay, let me just focus down again on Cambridgeshire. Cambridgeshire has at its heart Cambridge University. So Cambridge University is one of the top universities in the country. And round about the Cambridge University, there's a whole ecosystem of people that were at the university who set up businesses, and then they moved from that business to another business. So you've got a whole ecosystem of really clever people in Cambridge. And of course, that clever people attract clever people. So you've got this fantastic ecosystem of entrepreneurs in Cambridge. And it stretches out as far as Huntingdon. Huntingdon is part of that ecosystem. And we have a huge enterprise zone being built in Huntingdon, which was the old Alconbury Wheeled Airfield, which they are redeveloping as an enterprise hub. They're also putting schools and houses and everything there as well. So this is a huge development that's going on locally. It's absolutely massive. But in Cambridge itself, the sort of networking, the networking that I do, and this is just me from a personal perspective, there's lots and lots of networking. But the ones that I really enjoy are HBN for sure, and I'll always do HBN. HBN is my sort of support network. I'm involved in Cambridge Network. Cambridge Network is the biggest network. It is multinational. It's enormous, and I've been a member of Cambridge Network since I started my business 10 years ago, just over 10 years ago. And they do some fantastic talks. They do lots of the big technology companies in Cambridge. Some of the real stars will go to Cambridge Network and tell you what they're up to. That's my Periscope dog. That's Pippa the Periscope dog. I'll tell you what, just give me a second. So this is Pippa, the Periscope dog. So Pippa's my little guard dog, and she keeps me company at my work table during the day. And she's a real star when it comes to Periscope. This is her second appearance on Periscope. But she's a very good little guard dog, and we just had someone come to fix our dishwasher. So that might mean that we're coming towards the end of the session, but I'll try to continue. So we've got this tremendous place. We've got Cambridge. We've got the spin out from Cambridge University. We've got places like St John's Innovation Centre. We've got places like the Hauser Forum. We've got organisations like Cambridge Network. There's a lot of meetup groups in Cambridge as well. So in my particular area, which is Internet of Things, there's some little special interest groups. There's also the A14 group at St Ives that I go in. You might have seen some of my Periscopes actually trying to get in there, but the network coverage letting me down. A14's a more informal group than HBN, and it meets every Friday as well, but earlier on a Friday. So you can do A14, nice and informal, cup of coffee, breakfast, start of the day. Come on to HBN and do something a bit more formal. Within HBN, we try and mix it up a bit as well. So we have normal networking events. We have the one thing that's common is it's 12:30 to 2:30 every Friday. But what we do is on the first Friday of the month, we do a big seminar and bring in some food as well. So we have a bit of a feast. We get a big room. Then the subsequent weeks are just normal networking weeks, but we normally throw a theme in there as well and work out how we can help each other. Lots of opportunity there to practice your pitch and tell people what you're doing. so we can help support each other. Then on the final Friday of each month, we go up to Alconbury Weald. So the brand new building, the first building on the brand new Alconbury Weald Enterprise Zone. We were in there on day one. You make it your networking day. Friday is my networking day as well, Mervyn. You network, you do your admin, you sort yourself out, get yourself prepared for the next week. And you meet your networking buddies, you find out what they're on about. And it's a really good way of running it. It's a really good way of running your business, and it's a really good way of running your life. It makes you reset. With Periscope, I've learned the term reset. As you're doing a Periscope over a longer period of time, you've actually got to reset every so often, just so that people who come onto the scope are brought up to date about what you're talking about. So for me, in my business life and my personal life, Friday is my reset day. It's where I go to HBN, I listen to what people say, I reset what I'm going to do for the next week. So it's my reset day. This weekend, just as a hot tip, I bumped into one of my friends in a coffee shop in Huntingdon, and he said, "Richard, are you coming along to the big barbecue in Cambridge this week?" And I said, "I've heard about it, I haven't been to it, but I might." And he said, "You must come." So they have a big barbecue for all the networking groups in Cambridge on Friday. I think it's about 6 o'clock. And I'm thinking about going along. So if you're in Cambridgeshire and you want to do the big barbecue, which is really the end of the formal year, if you like, before people go off on holiday, this Friday, and I might see you there. I might even try scoping it. Now that would be fun, wouldn't it? Scoping the big barbecue. That has an element of risk, an element of opportunity about it. Okay, so that's about it, really. I hope you think it's a good idea. It's a bit novel. We're going to be doing Cam's Hour. I'm going to be doing Cam's Hour. Yeah, everybody in life can teach you someone. Life teacher. Yeah, no, absolutely, Mervyn. Thanks, Steve. We've got to try and get some more. Luana, are you on? We need to hear from you. I haven't heard from you yet. Just type something in. Just say hi or give me. The problem is you've got to try and get people engaged with this. The hardest bit is when you go into a scope. Oh, good, some hearts. Tap. Hi, Luana. Tap the screen. Let's see what you're. Okay, so Luana is brown hearts. Mervyn, do you want to tap the screen? No, that's still Luana. Mervyn? Okay, Luana, tap the screen. Oh, you both got brown hearts. Okay, no, I hope you found this useful. It's if we can get more people on and we get more interaction going. Okay, it's one person speaking and people will respond to that. But what I'm happy to do as well is that once we get this moving, someone else can do the scope. As long as we use the hashtag, we'll keep the audience engaged. And what I've also got an idea on, and I know that Naomi, I don't know whether you're still on the call, but Naomi did a fantastic, she's from Cheshire, I've got it if I remember correctly. Are you still on, Naomi? And Naomi did a. You probably put us to have it on silent, but it shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter. These things happen. It doesn't. Nothing happens on your side, and we don't see that on the main scope. Naomi did a very good presentation on the basics of Periscope. She's a social media trainer, and she lives in Cheshire. Which I shared with my group. She was on the scope. I don't know whether she still is. But what we could do is at the end of some of these sessions is do a daisy chain handover. So if someone's got a specific topic, I could do the start of it, which is #Cam's Hour. I could broadcast it if someone's going to do something special afterwards, like maybe get Mervyn on for his first scope, or Luana on for his first scope, or Naomi on for her first scope, or Grant on for his first scope to this audience. And we can sort of daisy chain the discussion. I'm really interested in taking some of the new ideas and twist them, make them quite radical. This technology now is disruptive. Just to get, I don't know where you got your head around it, but I can be speaking to the world, and the world can be asking me questions in real time. So this is, people have been doing video for a while, people have been tweeting for a while, but this is really quite radical. And the most radical bit is that you don't have to be an expert, you don't have to be a specialist. All you got to do is press one button, broadcast. So it is quite a disruptive concept, and I think it's one of the things that will start. I don't think Periscope will be the big change in itself, but I think you're going to see a whole range of technologies like this that will just make online networking so much easier. And the engagement, I mean, the other bit about this is, I can't help repeating it because it's just absolutely phenomenal, is the engagement is immense. When you are speaking to someone regularly, like I know we've got Grant on here from Scotland. Grant and I have spoken a number of times. We've been on numerous scopes. We've been on formal scopes. We've been on scopes where he's done stuff formally. We've had informal chats with other people in the evening. You get to know people in a way that you would never get to know if it was simply a follower on Twitter or someone you were connected to on LinkedIn or a follower on Google+. So the engagement levels are just enormous, and I think that will be the big change. Anyway, so that's me done what I promised, half an hour. I wanted to try and get it up to an hour, but maybe if you go away from here today and tell your friends that we're on, especially your friends in Cambridgeshire. I want to get the Cambridge audience engaged. They need some shaking up, and they need to realise that the summer is not about the end of networking. The summer is about the end of the face-to-face networking and the start of the online networking. So we are starting online networking in Cambridgeshire on Cams Hour every morning from 9 o'clock till 10 o'clock. The hashtag is #CamsHour. And this scope, as you now call these things scopes, this scope will go up on the Cambridge Business Network, or the Huntingdonshire Business Network LinkedIn group, the Huntingdonshire Business Network Facebook, the Huntingdon Business Network Twitter group. It will also go up on my Cambridgeshire Business LinkedIn group and my communities that to do with local business in Cambridge. So we'll start getting the message out, and tomorrow we might have a few more people. This is a big experiment going on in Cambridgeshire this summer. #CamsHour. And thank you all very much for your attention and engagement. You've got to engage, so a few more hearts the next time, a few more comments. Ask me some complicated stuff. People didn't understand disruptive when I said it the other day. Game changer is good. Game changer is good. If people are happy with that, I'll use game changer. You do get words, you get buzzwords that you start using. I use disruptive a lot, and maybe I need to think about explaining that a bit or giving it a slight just game changer. But what does game changer mean? Just think about the words game changer. Things will never be the same. You can't go back to what it was before because the whole world has shifted. We've had it's like tectonic plates. When they're building the world, these tectonic plates now, with the advent of some of this new technology, has shifted. You can't go back there. You've got to be here. In fact, you can't even stay here. You've got to think further. So anybody who's in social media, anybody who's in business, this is a quantum change. Is quantum change okay? This is a quantum change that is taking place. And if you're not on board, and if you're not on board at the beginning, then you'll be left behind. If you are one of the first people who take advantage of technologies like this, you can rise up through your ecosystem, the businesses that you're involved in. You'll be quite different. You'll be the person that is using the latest tools, techniques, opportunities. Don't think of it in terms of technology, think of it in terms of business opportunity. You'll be the people taking advantage of that business opportunity. And in fact, inventing the next opportunity. So, enough lecturing from me. I think it's time to get down to some work. I'm not going to do too much work today. I think I'm really trying to get things cleared away and sorted out for the summer. But thank you for joining my scope. I hope I'm going to see you tomorrow. And goodbye. Thank you very much. Thumbs up.